Alright, Hainanese chicken rice. You'll need for this a medium or large sized chicken, whatever will fit in your pot, and you'll need a pot with 2/3 water, which you need to bring up to the boil. Just floating in that water at the moment are just some little odds and bits that have cut off the chicken. They can just sit in there. And you'll also need a few spring onions, a couple of stock cubes, and you'll need a few slices of ginger, a couple of good slices of ginger, maybe about a thumb sized piece chopped up, and you'll need a few cloves of garlic. I've got about just over 4 cloves of garlic there, and you'll need some of that garlic for the rice, and you'll need some of that garlic for the chicken stock. I've also got about half a cucumber which I've chopped up and sliced, which I will then use as a garnish for this dish when it's ready. Okay, I'm going to get those stock cubes into my stock, my chicken stock. They can just go in. And the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to stuff the chicken cavity with my ginger and with my spring onions, and close that up. And then I'm going to wait now for that to come up to boil. Another thing I want to stuff in there is just a couple of smaller cloves of garlic. They can sit inside the chicken. And when this goes into the stock, it goes in breast side down and into the stock. Alright, as the water's coming up to the boil, we take our chicken and lower him in breast side down and make sure he's fully submerged. And then we bring that back up to the boil. The chicken will have the effect of cooling down the boiling water, so we bring that back up to the boil, and then we simmer it on a fairly rapid simmer, so basically just below the boil, for about 40 minutes. One thing I neglected to tell you about, there's always something, isn't there? One thing I neglected to tell you about was this is spring onions which have chopped up finely and just relaxed in a little olive oil, and that will be used as a garnish along with the cucumber slices. Alright, the end of the 40-minute rolling boil, we need to move that across. I'm just moving that to keep it off the heat, and now I just want to leave that to sit for another good 10 minutes before I do anything else with it. Alright, so while that's cooling off, we can start on the rice. And what I want to do is just get some oil into this pan, about a tablespoon, no more, into there. And then I want to get my garlic, the remaining garlic, into the pan and give that a little stir around to release the flavours from there. And while that's doing, I want to get in a couple of measures, a couple of cups full of rice. So whatever measure you use, remember, so that's 1 measure, 2 measures of rice. Now the rice I want to stir in to the oil and garlic. I want to get that going in there, and then for 2 measures of rice, and it's very important that you take the stock from the chicken here, and with that you want to capture the fat that's floating on the top, because that's a key component to this dish. Alright, and I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4 measures of stock to 2 measures of rice, and give it a quick stir and get it on the heat with a tight fitting lid. We're going to cook this by the absorption method, and that will come up to the heat very, very quickly. And once the steam is coming out of the lid, what I do is I transfer it back, or just turn it down to very, very low, as low as you can get the setting without turning it off. And what happens now is that will cook in the steam, so it will basically cook in its retiring heat. So it's on a very, very low setting. We're going to leave that for 5 minutes and then turn it off altogether until we need it. Alright, at the end of the cooking and resting time, we transfer it to a large bowl, and if you live in a warm country you'll need to put ice in the water, because we need to get the water very cool, and then you want to rinse it, the chicken, under running water. Right, there's a very good reason for doing this, and that is because it helps to firm up the chicken skin and firm up the meat as well. And it also speeds up the cooling down process. And make sure you do that under a couple of renewals of the water to get it properly cooled down. Once it's cooled to the touch, you drain it off, and then we move to the next phase. Okay, what I'm going to do now is quarter up this wonderful bird. Okay, once you've got it all quartered up, what we do is I like to lay out the smaller pieces, drumsticks and the wings, onto the plate, dress them up rather nicely. It'll look smart. And then I take the larger pieces and put them in there. And these are the thigh pieces now. They go to dress the plate nicely. And then with the breast pieces, what I do is I run the knife down them like that, across the grain of the breast, and then lift that onto the plate like that. Likewise with the last bit, I like to leave the skin on that way, and cut up again into nice bite-sized pieces, and then placed on my plate, ready to go. Right, let's get this bad boy plated up. So I want to get a little bit of each on there, and a nice portion of chicken, a nice side of cucumber. I dress the chicken with some of the spring onions in oil, and with a nice little chili pepper sauce on the side, and we're going to leave room for a timbali of rice, which I will do for you now. Okay, I just upend one of those with my rice. Give that a little drizzle with those, and that is almost ready to go, because we need to serve that with a bowl of the cooking stock. So there you have it. There's a bowl of the chicken cooking stock on the side, which is like a soup. So you got the soup, you got your meal, and you got your dip, and you got your side salad of cucumber. That is Hainanese chicken rice. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe, and be sure to click the bell icon to receive notification of all my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.